other side. You can see what would hurt you. Yes, we're ready to do.
The Indian village of Klemtu, far up a deep water channel from the sea. There used to be a fish cannery here, but it went broke, so the Indians tore it down and used the wood for other buildings. Between the dock and the village lies the longest boardwalk north of Atlantic City. The north coast of British Columbia is not the sort of place where you can pick up the phone and have stuff delivered the next day. Storekeeper Mary Ann Mason does what most do. She asks the Crosby to bring what she needs on the next trip.
I hope this is the stuff you wanted.
Oh, yeah. They came to me and they said, well, I need prayer, I need help. You know, this is a few things I try to do in my part, but figure outside help with the Thomas Crosby. I told him Thomas Crosby was coming in. I told him to look you up when you come.
Yeah, great. Great. Thanks, Mary Ann. We'll see you tomorrow at church if we don't see any people. No, at the feast if we don't see you before.
Thanks a lot.
How many times you came in and never see him?
Well, he comes up to worship, but he doesn't come for anything else in the village.
She said she come from way far, she told me.
Yeah. How do you like your new house, Mary?
Homiskwa. It's homiskwa.
Yeah, how is it?
Just write down your name and address, you know, and the day you were married. You can put the license number, it's on there in that form, and they'll send it along.
$10.
You're aware that you'll have to play tomorrow night, eh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to pick out 2 or 3 old favorites so we got something to sing for hymns?
Yeah.
We'll see it tomorrow night at the feast if I don't see it before. Mm-hmm. Great. Okay.
Get the key.
Yeah, if I can beat that time. Good.
There is so much to do on these voyages that some of the regulars have more than one job. Leon Trotter is what the church calls an associate pastoral worker, a sort of assistant missionary. She explains the Bible, or what it means to be baptized or confirmed. In Indian villages such as Klemtu, she confers with local health workers on the progress of their patients and reviews their charts.
Hi, Margot. How are you? Very good.
When does the doctor come?
He'll be in 2 weeks.
What pregnancy is this now?
Her second.
Second. Okay.
2 of these girls are high risk, okay? This is a teenage pregnancy and hasn't had a lot of coming in for a lot of counseling. Rest of them are doing fairly well. She's a primate. She was in Bella Bella and was doing a lot of alcohol abuse there.
This visit to Klemtu is special. The villagers spend $1,000 of their own money on a sit-down feast at which they will say a fond farewell to Oliver Howard.
Oliver, you have been with us for a long time. We feel that you are one of our people and our brother. Your work with the people of the coast will not be forgotten.
You got to know Mr. Howard for the number of things that he can do for anybody who is prepared to accept his help. At that particular occasion, I learned majority or most of what I know today about navigation. He provided us with that kind of experience and knowledge. So it's not just the church work that Oliver has been involved with that people will remember him by.
Thank you ever so much for your unfailing kindness to me through these years. Thank you very much.
I think if it wasn't for the Thomas Crosby, even the one before that, and the missionaries that were on the previous boats, I don't think very many of us would have the kind of little education that we had.
More than ever than before, I think the work of the Crosby must continue to work on the coast, especially with the younger youth of today.
When you talk about the Crosby, we place a fair value on its operation. And
Precious Jesus, Thomas Crosby, the ministers that are aboard there. We thank you, Jesus, for
who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with steadfast love and mercy, who satisfies you with good as long as you live, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles.
I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy path throughout the universe display.
Oliver has an opportunity, perhaps for the last time, to address you as a congregation. And I'm sure that he brings his words of regret in leaving, his challenges for the future, and something of his love for God. Oliver, please.
You can stay home now up to the end of grade 12. And that's kind of good news. But why do so many stop at grade 12? Why isn't the university crowded out by people who want to be in the professions? Why aren't there those who are offering their gifts to mankind as nurses, as doctors, as dentists, as dental assistants, as accountants, as lawyers? Those gifts are hidden in your people. But the bad news is that there's still too many people from the villages who don't value their own gifts, who don't see that what God has given them is a gift to be used and treasured and be grateful for. Say, that's a fancy dress you have. Robe. Well, Annie, it's been good to know you, and we'll see you again. God bless you.
Hi, Annie.
Thanks, Doc. Well, Viola, God bless you. We'll see you 21st when we get in. Good. God bless you, Louisa.
See you again. I hope
Oh, someplace, here or on the other
You better
side.
talk to Leon, because I don't know.
Verna, God bless you. Joanne, God bless you. Well, you bet you. Well, we'll be on the 21st. Most all of the Indian villages now are really very much westernized, and that has been for them a very traumatic exchange, and the mission ship has been one constant through that period. And I think the people off of the mission ship have been seen as friends in the agony of that transition. And I suppose that's the most significant thing, that it's been a symbol of the church being with people in the hours of their agony.
The old Indian village of Bella Bella, home to about 1,000 Indians who belong to a tribe of the same name. The United Church runs a modern 23-bed hospital here, where for years the work of Dr. George Darby earned him a reputation as the Albert Schweitzer of the North Coast.
That's most of the boxes. But I got a bunch of other stuff that's not so convenient.
For the Crosby, this visit brings yet another assignment, helping the Reverend Bob Kimmerly begin the long move to a new parish in British Columbia's faraway interior.
Right here, or I want to put it on the neck till I get the loops out of this thing. Okay, Oliver.
Responsibility for the mission, which began when Victoria was Queen of England, will fall to Gordon Taylor. His last parish was in Alberta, 1,000 miles from the sea.
I suppose one of the big differences with it is Oliver has to put an awful lot of energy into being a captain. I don't, but also it gives me a little more time, you know, to prepare stuff when I go to a village or things than Oliver's had. Oliver's a pretty sharp character, and he's also able to work prodigious hours that most people can't, you know. And the kind of thing that Crosby does is the kind of thing that you know, that you go into the ministry for, and you get disillusioned in ministry because instead of the things that you thought ministry was for, you spend all your time in meetings, you know, and raising funds and doing weddings and funerals and baptisms, and the real caring for people and, you know, the sharing of the gospel and an expression of love and a visitation, you never have time for.
Hello? Hello, Flo? This is Leon from the Crosby. Oh, hello, Leon. How are you? Oh, very good, thank you. We hope to get in there for a little while at 1:30 approximately.
There is something spooky about the approach to the ghost town of Ocean Falls. Once there was a thriving paper mill here, and this was home to 3,500 people. But the mill went out of business, and the people, except for 50 or 60, went away. In the deserted streets, there are tow-away signs and no parking signs, but there are no cars. Many of these homes have since been bulldozed into the ground. The Crosby comes here to pick up a hospital bed.